Okay, so let's deliver photos to Jean-Michel Traquenard. Traquenard. Okay, sorry. Spoiler alert, Nancy can't say his name. He is at the Hotel de Ville.
Oui?
Excusez-moi, mais êtes-vous Monsieur Traquenard?
Please, in English. I do not wish to hear my native tongue butchered while I eat. As for my name, not Traquenard. It is Jean-Michel Traquenard.
Jean-Michel Traquenard.
Traquenard! Traquenard!
Traquenard.
Enough! What can I do for you, mademoiselle?
Drew. Nancy Drew. I've just started working for Manette as an assistant.
Oh? What happened to Ezer?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Ezer Mickey!
Huh? Oh, Heather McKay. No, Heather still works for Manette. I'm kind of working for both of them.
Our Lady of the Mask has fired 3 assistants in the past 5 months. I hope you are not next. In fact, that Ezer has managed to avoid the axe for this long is truly remarkable.
Here, I'm supposed to give these photos to you. They came straight from Dieter von Schwesterkrank's darkroom. I printed them up myself.
You are quite doué as a photo developer. Bravo for you, Nancy Drew. Merci. I was afraid Ezer had forgotten. So, you had the pleasure of meeting Herr von Schwesterkrank, eh?
It sounds like you don't like him.
Not like Dieter? C'est impossible. Dieter is a very enterprising young man, which in most cases is good, but when arrogance enters the picture, pff. So, do you, like Ezer, hope to leave your mark on the world of couture?
Would it be bad if I said yes?
In the world of couture, a single creation worn by someone famous to a high-profile event, such a dress can be worth a fortune in publicity, which makes it a desperately competitive world. A dog-eat-dog world. A world where bad things can and do happen to good people. You must order something. I insist. La carte, s'il vous plaît.
Oh, but I'm really not hungry.
Mademoiselle.
Thank you. I mean, merci.
Order anything you want. Everything here is superb. And Henri, he is the best waiter in all of France.
Well, in that case...
This is Nancy's one chance to get a free meal, so, you can either get the most expensive thing, which I'm pretty sure is frog legs, or you can get steak and fries.
I think I like the steak haché et pommes frites.
Oui, mademoiselle.
Merci,
you can get anything
Henri.
you want.
Ajoutez-le à mon édition, s'il vous plaît.
Certainement.
Round steak, or what you Americans call hamburger, without the bun, of course, and quite raw.
Oh, yeah. You're right. The food here is good.
Excusez-moi, mademoiselle.
So, what else do you wish from me?
Do you have any idea why Minette wears that mask?
I believe she is the victim of botched plastic surgery.
Isn't Minette a little young to be undergoing plastic surgery?
Some women with noses that would put birds of prey to shame are perfectly content with their appearance, while others with acceptable features are convinced they are more hideous than Frankenstein. Self-image. It can make people do strange things.
If you had to name Minette's worst enemy, who would that be?
Ugo Batelli, without a doubt. Not only do he and Minette have similar design styles, so that they are constantly competing for the same couture clients, but both of them are unthinking, socially inept egoists. It is a rare week that goes by without one of them insulting the other.
Has it ever gone beyond words?
Not to my knowledge. You ask very curious questions, Mademoiselle Drew. They make me think you know more than you are saying. And as a member of the press, I'm not sure that I like that.
How can I contact this Hugo Butterly person?
His phone number is right here in my digital assistant. Of course, it's extremely unlikely that you will be able to talk to him in person. Even I occasionally have trouble penetrating the wall of sycophants that surrounds him. So, what else do you wish from me?
Do you have a real office somewhere?
When I'm writing my column, I go to my office at Glam Glam. When I'm researching my column, I come here. I have my telephone, which can do everything save sing the Marseillaise, good food, and a chair for whomever stops by.
I'd better get going.
D'accord.
Next, we still need to get stuff from Manette, or for Manette. And Pont Neuf is a park where vendors sell things.
Bonjour. Lequel préférez-vous?
Parlez-vous anglais?
If you buy, I speak whatever you like. I am Malika. I sell fine things from around the world. The others here, they sell things which they pry from the muck of their basements.
Okay, let's see what you got.
We definitely want the rings.
How much are you
because
selling the green
they're
rings for?
round.
They are green magic rings. They cost 15 euros.
So you can haggle with the vendors, and there's 3 vendors. Each one is kind of different. I think this one is not cheap. Like, if you go too low, she'll be like, "No, you can only pay 15." I'm gonna say 8.
Would 8 euros be okay?
Voila.
Nice.
What else do you like?
Guess I'm just not in a buying mood.
When you come back, maybe then I have what you like.
I'll remember that.
Merci. Au revoir.
In this game, you need money for a lot of things. So
Bonjour,
it helps be
mademoiselle.
frugal.
If you like the bargains, you have come to the right place. What captures the eyes?
Well, what's the price of this lava lamp?
That lamp is very special. The trunk which rises and falls inside it, unlike any I have ever seen. Watching it will entertain you for hours. And I am selling it for only 20 euros.
I'm gonna try 10, but I might. No, 15 is right. We'll try 10.
10 euros sounds about right to me.
My price is 20 euros. You may take or leave.
I'll take it.
It is yours. See anything else you like?
So this one is the one that's not cheap.
Does this cost very much?
The traffic cone is one of my favorites. So colorful and so useful. With it, I myself learned to park my car parallel, and I ask only 10 euro for it.
Would you take 8 euros for it?
It is yours. See anything else you like?
I think that's it.
Actually, I don't see anything else.
Here, new things come and old things go all the time. You must come back.
I might just do that. Au revoir.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Okay, and this is our favorite
Bonjour,
one.
mademoiselle. Monsieur Marchand, à votre service.
Bonjour, Monsieur Marchand.
American tourist?
Sort of. Is that okay?
I like Americans. They are smart. I sell good stuff and they can tell. So, what are you going to buy?
Well,
This is the arm from Haunted Carousel. Spook number 10's arm.
what's in here? A movie?
Oui, it contains an American short film. I am not sure if it is about a beloved beast of burden in Tibet or about someone who talks a lot, but it has won many awards. And the fact that it is in a nice blue canister makes it well worth 84 euro.
Okay, so I feel like that he's definitely the cheapest one, and you can get away with, really, like, underpaying. I feel like I've heard before that you can do 1 euro for everything except for something later on. But I'm gonna try, I'm a little too scared to do, I'm gonna try 21.
Would you take 21 euros instead?
Vendu.
Yeah.
What else tickles the fancy?
I really don't want to buy anything right now.
By any chance, does Mademoiselle wish to earn some money?
Maybe. How?
The tourists, they like to buy hand-painted reproductions of famous works of art. But as you can see, it is difficult for me to paint them. But for a young woman such as you, It is easy.
You want me to paint the reproductions?
You see? The lines are already there. You look at the original painting, you put paint on your brush, you paint between the lines. Voila! A painting which the tourists will gobble up. And I pay you 15 euro for each one you complete. Do you wish to start now?
Definitely.
But of course.
So this is how you make money in this game. You have to do these paintings. There's another one that is a painting of flowers. And you get paid 30 euros for that one, I think, because it just takes more time. But I'm going to try to get away with not painting many of these. And trying to be frugal with my money so I don't run out of money. And we'll see how that goes.
Monsieur, how's this?
Magnifique! You have done excellent work. And for that, I reward you. Do you wish to paint another?
Not right now. Maybe later.
Very well. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Au revoir.
And lastly, we're going to go to JJ Ling's place, which is where Nancy's staying.
Come in, set your things down and come on over here. Hi, JJ Ling. I'd shake your hand, but I get flour all over you. Oh, and Heather called and told me about your luggage. No worries. I have plenty of clothes in every size imaginable. Your bedroom's down that hall. The airline lost my luggage once, told me it was gone for good and paid me $100. Then 5 years later, my suitcase shows up on my doorstep. And a bill for the $100 they'd paid me. Plus interest.
So JJ Ling does this thing where she lies a lot, and I always play along because if you keep playing along, she'll continue to lie to you about other things, and it's funny.
Oh my gosh, really?
What? You don't believe me?
Of course I do.
The worst part was I had to toss out almost everything that was in it. Clothes, makeup. I mean, the stuff was 5 years old, right? You like chocolate chip cookies?
I love chocolate chip cookies.
So do I. And the nice thing is, I'm about 3 pounds shy of being the perfect size 12 that I need to be for Minette. I have a very high metabolism. So, I make cookies, I eat cookies, and since you're here, I share cookies.
Why does Minette want you to be a size 12?
Contractually, I have to be a size 12. See, Minette is into curves, so she designs clothes for full-figured curvy women. Because I signed on to be a fitting model, I have to maintain the ideal size 12 weight and shape.
What's a fitting model?
A fitting model puts on samples from a designer's latest line, so the designer can create each piece on a real live person instead of a dress form. It's not very exciting. In fact, it's totally boring. Plus, you're always getting stabbed with pins. But it pays the bills.
Does anyone else live here?
Nope, it's just me. And you now. Managed to get a short-term lease. Soon as I'm done being Minette's fitting model, I am out of here.
Can you think of anyone who might be out to get Minette?
Well, Dieter, obviously.
Dieter von Schwesterkrank?
He and Minette went out for about 6 months. Then all of a sudden, last April, Minette dumped him. Just tossed him aside like last month's edition of Vogue.
Was he angry?
You'd have to ask him. Just watch out when you're in that photographic studio of his. He lets his pet boa constrictor slither around loose in there.
He has a pet boa constrictor?
That's what I said. Don't you believe me?
Well, I guess.
Hardly anybody knows about it. I think it may be illegal. If you happen to be in there, be careful.
She's actually not
Heather
lying
wants
about
me to
that
pick
one.
up an envelope from you.
Oh yeah, it's right over there. Heather needed a bunch of personal information so they can pay me, but I refused to give it out over the phone. I'm real paranoid about that sort of stuff. Don't ask me why, I just am. Go ahead and take it to her.
I'll be back in a bit.
Take care.
Okay, I'm gonna call people. Oh, this is an article about the underground catacombs in Paris. which will come in handy later, and I guess we'll call Hugo Butterly. If it will let us call. I don't know if we have to be from Minette's calling in.
What? Another question?
Oh.
Look, just send the oldest, moldiest, worst-smelling cheese you have to that address. Now quit calling me and get it done!
Mr. Butterly?
Who is this?
Well, it's obviously not who you think it is. My name's Nancy Drew.
I don't know any Nancy Drew.
I'm kind of a friend of Minette's.
Her I know.
Is that smelly cheese by any chance going to her?
Whatever for? Neither she nor her work needs any help from me to stink. Now, if you'll excuse me, whoever you are, I'm going to hang up. Goodbye, then.
No, wait, I just wanna... Rats.
And that's really all that we can get out of Hugo. We can call Bess and George and Frank and Joe. Classic.
Hello?
Bonjour.
Oh, Nancy! George, go get on the other line, quick. It's Nancy. And remember, talk fast. She's calling all the way from France. So where are you? What have you seen? How do you like Paris? What's Minette like? Have you learned how to design clothes?
Bess, slow down. You don't have to talk fast, okay? My dad bought me a phone card and told me to make as many calls as I want.
Oh, great. Hi, Nance. What's going on? How's Paris? Have you seen the Louvre? What about the Eiffel Tower? How many famous people have you met?
George, 3 words. Prepaid phone card.
Oh, great. Hey, perfect timing. We were just about to go for a run.
Whoa, wait a minute. A run?
Jog. I meant jog.
But you said run.
I meant jog.
You know how I feel about the R word, George.
Jog. We're going for a jog, Bess. Honest. So, Nance, tell us about Minette.
Well, she's very high-strung.
Why do you say that?
Well, the first time I walked into her office, I was almost decapitated by the potted plant she'd just thrown.
She threw a potted plant at you? Before she even knew you? That was rude.
Actually, she was throwing it at Heather, her assistant. Oh, and Bess, according to Minette, when something is cool, she says it's totally rude.
Rude. You know, that's got a ring to it. He is one rude dude. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna start saying that.
Have you ever heard of a fashion photographer named Dieter von Schwesterkrank?
No, but I'll bet he's young, German, and cute.
Why do you say that?
Because I have a sixth sense about these things. Go ahead, Nancy. Describe him in all his luscious Teutonic detail.
Well, he's young, German, and cute.
See?
Why do you ask, Nan?
He's pretty sure that Minette's assistant Heather has a crush on him.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it's good for Dieter's ego, I'm sure. But if it's true, it's bad for Heather. He couldn't care less about her.
He'd better be careful, or her crush could turn into something a little less harmless.
I had to deliver some prints to this fashion editor named Jean-Michel Traquenard.
What's he like?
Bald, heavy-set, and approaching middle age.
That's right, Bess. How'd you know?
I told you, I have a sixth sense about these things.
More likely it has something to do with all those fashion magazines you're constantly reading.
I hardly ever read fashion magazines.
Do you ever read Glam Glam?
Ooh, I love Glam Glam.
Well, that's the one he writes for.
See? You probably saw his picture in there once and filed it away in your subconscious.
Oh. How come my subconscious never seems to file away anything practical?
Anyway, when it comes to the Paris fashion scene, this Traquenard guy pretty much knows everything and everyone.
So he's pretty helpful?
Mostly he's pretty arrogant.
Well, anybody who does business out of a cafe can't be all bad.
He does business out of a cafe?
Yeah, Nancy just said that, didn't you?
No.
Your subconscious strikes again.
Dang, am I good or what?
Someone has been sending Minette threatening letters.
You mean someone's been threatening her life?
Well, not in so many words. I've only seen one of the letters she's gotten, and it was just kind of vaguely threatening. The end is near, that sort of thing.
Do you think the threats are what's causing Minette to act so bizarrely?
Or is her bizarre behavior the reason why she's been getting threats?
Good questions, and there's only one way to answer them.
Find out who sent those letters.
Just be careful, Nancy, or you might start getting threatening letters.
You should see how cool, calm, and collected Minette's assistant Heather is, even when Minette is totally wigging out.
I don't get it. I mean, how could anyone work for a woman who goes around wearing a mask all the time?
Apparently, Minette has fired 3 other assistants in the past 5 months alone.
Sounds like Heather is quite the survivor.
Or maybe she's the reason the others didn't survive.
Ooh, good point. Don't turn your back on her, Nan. She may end up sticking a knife in it.
I called Minette's rival, Hugo Butterly.
And?
Well, he's definitely capable of sending Minette those threats.
But he makes such beautiful clothes.
Believe me, he's got a mean streak in him a mile wide.
Great. I finally find a designer whose clothes look terrific on me, but by the time I get a job and make enough money to be able to afford them, he'll be in prison designing license plates instead of capris.
That's it for now.
Bye-bye.
Soyez prudent.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
Nancy? As in Drew? I thought you were in France.
I am in France.
Frank, pick up the phone down there. It's Nancy Drew calling from France. Everything okay?
Everything's great.
Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Frank. Whoa, you sound out of breath.
Not out of breath, out of shape.
Me? Hey, you're the one who's been taking a break for the last 2 hours.
Break from what?
Carrying furniture upstairs. Carpet layers are coming to redo the basement tomorrow, so we gotta get everything out. And I use the term we loosely.
Hey, I'm pacing myself here.
You're in the kitchen eating jelly donuts, aren't you?
Not anymore.
There's a new voice actor for Frank in this game. Same voice actor who is Frank in, I think, the rest of the games. And Joe's voice actor has stayed the same for a while.
Well, I made it to Paris, okay?
Great. Exactly where are you?
Right now, I'm in the Latin Quarter.
Wait a minute. I thought you were in France, not Central America.
She's in the Latin Quarter of Paris, Joe, not Latin America.
They call it the Latin Quarter because it's where the Sorbonne University is. And until 1793, Latin was the area's official language.
Oh, what are you doing there?
I'm in the apartment Amy Grunhild arranged for me. In fact, did I tell you who my roommate is?
Is it somebody we know?
Jing Jing Ling.
Jing Jing Ling? The model? You're rooming with J.J. Ling, the famous Australian model?
Yep.
You're not talking about me, are you?
Oh my gosh, that was her? That was J.J. Ling?
Joe, just calm down.
I'm calm. I'm very calm. I am completely calm.
The heck you are. Now sit down. You're hyperventilating.
I finally met Minette.
So what's she like?
Very temperamental. It's like working around dynamite. One false move and she goes off. And I mean she goes off.
Is she talented?
I guess so. She's in the process of designing a dress for the First Lady.
Of the United States? That's pretty cool.
Unless something goes wrong and Minette loses it. If that happens, it could turn into an international incident.
Minette's studio is something else.
Before you left, you mentioned it was an old windmill or something?
Right. It's in an old moulin. That's French for windmill.
Like that cabaret, the Moulin Rouge.
Exactly. And like the Moulin Rouge, Minette's windmill is in the section of Paris called Montmartre. The outer office looks like any other modern office, but Minette's studio, which is inside the moulin itself, is very old and funky.
How long has she been there?
Only about a year or so. It used to be some little old lady's home.
Somebody used to live there? I'll bet she was a character.
Parts of Paris are real quaint. Like you can buy stuff from these vendors in the park, but if you want to get a good deal, you have to haggle with them.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like a pain.
Oh, Frank, where's your spirit of free enterprise? What kind of stuff do they have, Nancy?
To me, it all looked like junk, but Minette uses stuff she buys there to stimulate her artistic sinews.
Minette is very strange, isn't she?
It's people like her who keep vendors like them in business.
Plus, their inventory is always changing, so people keep going back to them just to see what new stuff they have.
I wish haggling was common in this country. There's nothing better than feeling like you've gotten yourself a really good deal on something.
And when somebody rips you off?
Nobody rips me off, Frank. Okay, except for that bogus concert ticket I bought from Gerald, the budding juvenile delinquent Higginbotham in junior high school. But I was young then, very young.
Au revoir.
Don't be a stranger.
Take care.
Higginbotham. When you want to go to sleep, you just go through those doors and...
Empty.
There's nothing in there yet. Local mint growers say there's a shortage of mint. That will come in handy. Or that will be important later on. Okay, let's go back to the Moulin. And I think we've completed all of the to-do list items. So let's see what else there is to do.
Get the phone, please.
Bonjour, Minette's House of Design.
Bonjour. Est-ce que c'est Heather?
This is Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew. Oh my, that name is familiar. But for the life of me, I cannot remember why. Nancy Drew. This is going to drive me mad.
May I ask who this is?
Prudence Rutherford.
Prudence Rutherford.
Oh, shoot.
I know you. I talked to you when I was working at the Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I'm Nancy Drew, remember? You sent me a copy of your fire ruby necklace. You know, the one that had been stolen.
Oh, good heavens, yes, of course, Nancy Drew. Why, as I understand it, it was largely because of your investigatory prowess that my real necklace was recovered soon thereafter. What on earth is a nascent detective like you doing answering the telephone for Minette? Get down from there. Excuse me, dear.
Nancy, tell her the designs are done and will be shipped to her by the end of the week. Then go to the work table and finish them.
You want me to finish them?
The instructions are all right there. Piece of cake.
Are you? Why my husband insists on sitting here in my study in his soggy tennis togs when he has the run of the whole villa is beyond me. Oh dear. Thanks to that scallywag, I've quite forgotten what we were talking about.
I forget, too. But the important thing is, I'm going to ship you some designs very shortly.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
You should have them by the end of the week.
Wonderful. I'm sure they're going to knock my socks off and blow me away, as you young people like to say. Lucille, get the deodorizer, please. Philip's been in here again, I'm afraid. Goodbye, dear. Or shall I say, à tout à l'heure.
One of my favorite things about Nancy Drew games is the reoccurrence of characters
If
like...
you need to talk to Minette, good luck. She's playing that ridiculous online game she's obsessed with and refuses to do anything else until she gets the highest score. It is so aggravating.
Recurring characters like Prudence Rutherford and Hotchkiss, and I don't know, I feel like there's others. Sunny June. It's really fun. But anyway, Prudence Rutherford is from Secret of the Scarlet Hand, so another callback to that game. Okay. Right, so we can't go talk to Minette because she's playing this game in Jane's game portal, which...
Do you happen to know what Minette's login is?
I'm afraid I have no idea.
So this is Jane from Curse of Blackmore Manor. Thank you for visiting my game site, filled with games that I designed myself. Due to the overwhelming popularity of the site, I have to restrict traffic. Only those who signed up originally can play the games. Everyone else will have to wait for my uncle to get me more storage space on the server. Ta-ta for now, Jane Pendleton. So she's got her idol, Grady Armstrong, here, and her hamster, who tragically passed away. Okay. The login is Carol, I think, and the password is Ruth.
All right.
So we want to play model match and get the high score so that Minette thinks that she got the high score. And I am really bad at this game because to me they all look the same, kind of. There's Brady. This is, I think it's, what's his name, from Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. I'm so bad at this. High score is 1,000. Okay. I've seen that guy. There's Jane. I might have to. Oh. I was gonna say shuffle. Oh. Okay, we win. I'm just gonna run out the clock. But yeah, there's Jane, there's Brady. There's another Brady. I forget that other guy's name. The park ranger. Joe? No. What is it? I can't remember.
All right. I got the highest score. Or should I say Carol did.
Oh my gosh, I did it! Heather, I won! I got the highest score! Send Nancy in here, we've got work to do, and I am on a roll.
You're a genius. Now get in there before she decides she has to beat that score.